football. It's personal between me and you, and I'm going to do you some serious harm, you big stiff idiot.
The untouchable True School Sports Empire proudly presents something the boxing game's been missing. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. All right, so very interesting stuff I wanted to speak about as it concerns the super bantamweight division. You know, obviously we spent seemingly an eternity talking about Inoue and Fulton, but I wanted to speak about another Japanese fighter at 122, and this is a guy that I like a lot. I had a chance and I had the honor and the blessing to converse with him and talk to him when I was in Japan, and I jokingly call him the Gervonta Davis of Japan because he's a very explosive southpaw puncher, a very good fighter. I think someone definitely look out for in the top-ranked stable of prospects. He's being built up a little bit differently because most of his fights in his professional career thus far, I mean, he's had 5 professional fights in the pros, and the lion's share of them have been, you know, in America. So he's a Japanese fighter that's really getting most of his fights in here in America. And that's none other than Tekken Boxing Gym's very own Subaru Murata. Yes, that's Subaru Murata. Right now, he's 5-0, all knockouts. He's definitely shown some power in his career. But I wanted to actually make the video based on this tweet that I saw from my main man, OLE, on Twitter. So shout out to him. I'll leave the tweet for you guys in the description if you want to read it for yourself. But he stated the following, and I quote, "Forget about Naoya Inoue. I think Subaru Murata could beat the likes of Riel Casimero and Nery as early as next year. Casimero looks like he's diminishing in his last 3 fights. He's also turning 35 years old. Nery has always been suspect on the defensive end. Subaru needs a step up." End quote. Now, first of all, I agree with that. Subaru definitely needs to step up. He's definitely been blowing away the competition that's been put in front of him with Top Rank. I wouldn't be against any one of these fights because, first and foremost, I feel like he said, Casimero is aging. Casimero is a smaller 122-pounder. Subaru is a guy, I've seen Subaru. Subaru Murata is a fighter that I feel would be a solid 126-pounder, featherweight. And he's a big 122-pounder. So I feel like I'd probably favor him going into a Casimero fight. That'd be a good test for him just because of Casimero's style, his resume, who he is in boxing. That'd be a good fight. Nery and Subaru Murata would be a war because Nery has a truckload of experience. It'll be a southpaw on southpaw matchup. Both are explosive. Both defensively make some lapses. I feel like that could be a fight to be looked at in the middle or latter stages of next year. You know, Subaru Murata, I would definitely say, you know, obviously Naoya Inoue and Junto Nakatani and even like a Ken Shiro, these are the Japanese fighters that tend to get a lot of the headlines in boxing. But I would definitely, for everyone out there, I would definitely keep my eyes peeled for Subaru Murata because when it comes to, you know, his defense needs work. I'm not going to front on that. He does need to work on his defense. But when it comes to, you know, when you name the most dynamic offensive talents in boxing, offensive fighters in boxing, I feel like Subaru Murata's got to be up there. You know, he really is somebody special to watch on the offensive end when he's putting those combinations together and he's got his opponents backed up and you're starting to see the uppercut come down the middle and the right hook come around the guard and the straight left hand. I mean, he's a really, really fun fighter to watch. And I would highly advise anybody, if you've never seen Subaru Murata fight, go check out some highlights of him. Go check out some tape. Learn about him. Go watch my interview with him and learn about him. He's a real, you know, good fighter. You know, he's gotten a lot of American sparring with the likes of Angelo Leo, former, you know, super bantamweight champion and my dear friend on this channel. He's got a lot of rounds with Angelo. Got some rounds with Bruce Carrington. So he's getting top sparring. And he's someone that comes from a big, you know, amateur pedigree. And I just think he's someone that when you look at fighters that have a chance to be, you know, not just stars in Japan, but a star here in the States, I feel like Subaru is one of them because of the way he's being moved. He's fighting a lot on Top Rank. And I just think those kind of fights, particularly that Nery fight, Nery and him, I think, would be a banger. So, I know Inoue's name has been mentioned with Nery a lot, but I would love to see maybe in the summer of next year, or maybe late next year, I like to see Subaru Murata get that step up against a former world champion, a guy that's proven, a guy that's been in, you know, big fights, a fight of the year candidates who can punch, but is also at the same time equally vulnerable in a Louis Nery. So I'm gonna agree on my OLE. I think Subaru Murata could beat Casimero for sure. I think he beats Casimero for sure. I think he slumps Casimero, although it'd be an interesting fight because Casimero can still punch, but Casimero is 35, and that style that he has doesn't necessarily translate well to someone being 35. You know, so I think he'd beat him. But Nery and Murata, they don't get much more explosive than that. So hopefully, you know, Top Rank, if you're out there, True School advisory tip. Let's look into Subaru Murata and Louis Nery, you know, middle to late next year. Great matchup. Yeah, check him out. Subaru Murata, really good prospect that we should be looking out for in the super bantamweight division. So yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. What do you think about Subaru Murata potentially fighting Louis Nery or Riel Casimero in a step-up fight at 122? And how early do you think that should be? Should it maybe be by the end of this year, or do you guys think maybe we should hold off to like middle next year, late next year, like I'm saying, and get him a couple more fights before we step him up with one of those experienced, you know, former champions? Let me know in the comments down below. Make sure you guys take the time to subscribe. And like I say in every single one of these videos, you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just a kid from Dania. So until next time, take care, guys. Thank you for watching another video on the untouchable True School Sports Empire. We're here at the Hatanaka Boxing Gym in Nagoya, Japan. And for more great videos just like this one, make sure you guys click right here.